What's going on, Dokos? It's Trent, aka TradeMark here, and today I felt compelled to talk to you about YouTube partner networks. Now, I recently had someone tell me that they were partnered by Machinima, and I congratulated them, but when I heard the terms of their contract, I was a little shocked, mostly because the contract was just kind of bad. And because I don't want any of you making the same mistake, I am making this video now. So, a lot of you might have YouTube channels of your own that you post gaming content on, and you might have wondered how you can become a YouTube partner like me and like the bigger channels that you subscribe to. Now, to start off with, YouTube allows anyone to monetize their content. In that sense, everyone is a partner in that they can have AdSense ads run on their videos and get paid for it. But you do have to be the owner of the content that you run ads on, and there are some disclaimers there in which you can get strikes on your account and get your AdSense account closed if you're not posting your own content, which is there are some gray areas in there in regards to fair use and gaming. But pretty much anyone who's posting gaming content is not an actual YouTube partner. And when I say YouTube partner, they're not partnered by Google. Because of copyright issues, pretty much anyone who posts gaming content is partnered by a partner network. And that's how we get all of the partner benefits like partner banner, the watch icon, custom thumbnails, things like that. And you need to understand that there are dozens of partner networks, each with their own pros and cons. But since I'm mainly discussing gaming, let's talk about the most common networks there. The most common partner networks for gamers are going to be Broadband TV, which has the subsidiary TGN. Then you have the network Fullscreen, which their subsidiary is Yoush. You have the network IGN, you have Machinima, and then you have Maker Studios. And Maker Studios partnered with Social Blade to create RPM, that's a subsidiary. They have the Game Station, which is also a subsidiary, and the Curse Network is also a subsidiary of Maker Studios. So usually that's how it happens. You have this one like parent network that kind of has these subsidiaries or sibling networks that they kind of work with, like a gaming channel or a music channel or whatever. Now, every network has different requirements as to what they require to become partnered. But most want to see either a certain number of views or a certain number of subscribers, or both, before partnering your channel. And when I was looking for a partner network, most of them wanted to see at least 30,000 views from your videos in the past month, which is an average of 1,000 views per day, and that's totaled over all of your videos, or at least a couple thousand subscribers before they would be interested in checking out your channel. But I'm seeing a trend emerge, and it seems like a few networks, Machinima in particular, are offering partnership to just about any channel out there with content on it. You know, and they have this guise of calling it an affiliate program, when in reality, it's just a partner contract with poor terms and conditions in which they essentially bend you over and make you their bitch for the next several years. You see, I was lucky that initially I never really cared about partnership. In fact, I only received my YouTube partnership a few months ago, but when I did decide that I wanted to become a partner, I had the advantage of having over 7,000 subscribers and over 100,000 monthly views on average. So when I approached the networks, I didn't really get turned down by anyone. You know, I literally had contracts from nearly 10 networks when I was signing up, and so I was able to compare and review each one of them side by side, and I was able to decide for myself which one of them fit me the best and worked for me. Now, in my opinion, finding the best network for anyone really boils down to asking yourself these 4 questions: how much, how reliable, how long, and how difficult. In other words, how much does the network offer you? Now, this obviously involves money, but it's also a lot more than that. You know, what does the network do for you? Are they going to promote your channel on a hub channel? Are they going to give you royalty-free music or images to use in your videos? You know, what incentives do they give you when you sign up with them, aside from the standard partner privileges? Also, when it relates to how much money they pay you, all networks either work off of a flat CPM or a percentage-based revenue. In other words, they pay you per 1,000 views or they pay you based upon a percentage of how much they earn. Now, there's not one that's better than the other. It's just a different model. A flat CPM is much more reliable. So let's go ahead and talk about the next question. How reliable is your network? Okay. So a flat CPM network is much more reliable because you know that without fail, on the number of valid ad earning views, you get paid a flat dollar amount per 1,000 of those ad impressions. Okay. So it's not pure views because some views aren't monetized. Like you probably won't have mobile views monetized. There's some other little intricacies, but the point is, you know that you receive a certain dollar amount per 1,000 views on your videos. Now the percentage-based model doesn't work like that. It could fluctuate. So 1 month you might have a $2 CPM and you get paid $2 per 1,000 views, or that's your percentage cut of it, while the next month you might have a much bigger cut or a much smaller, and so it's less reliable. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You could make a whole lot of money with the percentage-based network, but you could also end up making very small amounts. And that all depends on the ads which are run on your videos and how good the CPM payouts are for those ads. And that's not something you choose. That's up to the network. So you want to ask yourself, how long has the network been around? Do they have a good reputation? Do they have good connections with partners and ad programs to give you the best advertisements? Because there's ads that they can buy directly through Google, or there's their own individual ads they can contract with certain companies. Also, are they easy to contact if they have questions? Do they support you? You want to know how reliable of a network are they, that they have. Do they have a good community or a website where you can go for help and talk with similar partners? Those are all questions that go into, how reliable a network is. Also, how long does your contract last for? Okay, how much time do you need to notify them if you want to terminate the contract? How often can you negotiate the terms of your contract or how much you get paid? These are all things you want to ask yourself, and typically a contract for a partner network is going to be between like 6 months to 2 years on average. Some networks don't have any contract period at all, and others, they are 5-year, 10-year, even perpetual contracts. There was a big fuss about Machinima's perpetual contracts a while back. So, there's a wide range there. And then finally, how difficult are their terms? In other words, how many clauses do they have in there? Is there a non-compete clause? Do they try and deceive you or trick you into thinking something's better than it actually is? Are you required to promote their network all over your channel? There's a lot of questions that you want to ask yourself. And for me personally, in my decision when I chose my network, it all boiled down to business practices. There's business practices which I feel are good business practices, and there's others that I feel are shady, kind of dirty, tricky business practices. And I felt that the company that I wanted to work with was the Curse Network because of their transparency. And when I say transparency, they don't try and hide anything. They're completely open and honest about everything. Like they publicly announce pretty much all of the messages that they send to us as partners. It's very public knowledge that we all receive a flat $3 CPM. We all have no contract period. We can leave at any time. It's just such a really good business model that they utilize. And I was just really disappointed in Machinima. I think Machinima is a very smart company, and I think they have done wonders in the gaming community. And I know a lot of great commentators that are under Machinima, that are Machinima partners, that are, they create great content, and I'm sure they are very happy with Machinima. But the thing is, those people have been there for a long time. They've developed their channels in the correct way, and they probably, there's a lot more negotiation room when you have a large portion of your money funneling into a certain company. When when you're some small channel, in my opinion, what Machinima's affiliate program is it's taking a stab at every single commentator out there and creating a long enough contract term with poor payment conditions so that if on some random chance, let's say someone blows up out of the blue, for iFly for example, right? Makes one video, it goes extremely viral, and overnight his channel just explodes. Well, if Machinima, or he is, I think he's partnered under Yaush, but if Machinima has a contract on someone like that, they can literally, if they're under like a 4 or 5 year contract, they don't have to budge an inch. Even if you suddenly start pouring in the views, you're locked in that contract. And that's the unfortunate thing, is I feel like they're just kind of taking stabs in the dark here, hoping that some people get big, and then you're going to be locked in this contract that you can't negotiate with. And it's really unfortunate that they do business that way. I was very disappointed when I found out some of the tactics that they use. But I'm also making this video because I just have one last thing to say, because in all honesty, if I was you, I would not even worry about getting a partnership. If you want to get paid, monetize your channel through AdSense. Even if you get a strike on your channel, it's not hard to rebuild 500 subscribers. Most of your active subs will transfer over to a new channel anyways if you have to create a new channel. Just use AdSense. Don't even worry about partnership until you come across a reliable partner that can give you a good contract, that's something that's worthwhile. Instead of worrying about partnership when you're so small, worry about creating good content. Worry about creating videos that will make people want to watch, that will make people want to subscribe. I literally get too many messages from people that have made 2 videos and they want to be the next Hutch or C-Nanners. Don't worry about that. Just focus on your content, have a good time, and then when you get to a point when you have a solid channel and a solid subscriber base, then you can actually approach the networks and find the one that works best for you. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Malo Alpito. I'm out of here.